Woo! Alright. Oh. Oh.
Okay.
And there it is. Looks like everything's running as expected. Nice. And nice.
Alright. We won't.
Yes. So, about to get started. Just making a few more adjustments and, listing more dark. And just for everyone's reference, this is Teknoaxe. If you're curious, you can go check out their YouTube, as well as they have Spotify. This file definitely needs to be shrunk. But I only have 3 more characters to do. I completely got distracted. With my new toy, of course. Which will allow me more on-the-go kind of drawing. And it didn't cost me a dime. Not even the stimulus check. Oh, that's right, I didn't get the... Alright. Before we officially start... I know it says let's start, but I need to go get AAA batteries. I knew I forgot something! Alright, listen to some cool music for a while. For a little bit longer. Alright, here we go. I guess you guys can watch me. Yeah, alright. Welcome, hi. And... alright, yeah. Everything looks nice. Looks snazzy. Alright, now I'm sorry, I'm gonna put together the thing I meant to do. But I completely forgot. Because once I went click, it's like, oh, that's right, it needs batteries. Oops. I wanted to light this up in the background, because I think it'll be pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the green screen is gonna mess with it. Come on. Oh goodness, and I have no nails! Oh, perfect! Paperclip. I'm gonna shock the crud out of myself. But this should do the trick. There we go.
Now it's time for the batteries. There's one. We got 2.
I have no clue how this is gonna work in the background. We're just, just going with it.
3. 4.
Oh no! Well, that is unfortunate. That means I might have to take this apart to take a look at what's wrong. Uh-oh. That is truly an unfortunate... Wait a second. I think it's faulty wiring that has seen it's not going through very well. Yeah, because technically you should be working. You're flashing. You're flashing. Oh. Okay. Let's get you inside. Maybe that has a lot to do with it. We don't know. But it is turning on. That's the bigger point. I'll have to take a look at this because I think some of the wiring I might have messed up. It would have been me that messed it up, of course. I mean, I'm the one that plays around with it. And yet, I am talking about it, and you guys don't even know what it is yet. Alright, put that together. Screw it on down. Ah! Ah, cool! It did. It shows. It's technically green. But it shows it as this. And yes, this is exactly what you think it is. My good friend from like a couple years ago got me this, and it's like I've been meaning to get it lit so I can put it up kind of back there. But it is going to look white. That's something I can't do. And no, it's not lighting up as much as I thought it would. I mean, that's my own fault. What I need to do is get it set up somewhere. Yes, it's a lightsaber. And yes, I'm not much of a dork. So thank you. I just want to say thank you again to Brian Riccozzi. He made this for me, and it's probably one of my favorite birthday gifts. I have a wide open basement to swing it around in, other than the fact that I'm 6'2" and I could hit the ceiling. So I have to keep my sweeps low, or run around on my knees, which can kind of hurt because that is cement flooring. It makes my face look weird because it's illuminating me green, which is probably why it's like, oh look, parts of your face are missing because it's actually lit up as green. So this would be a very interesting thing to play around with. But yes, I have some really cool friends. Bah. Out the light goes. All right, maybe I should get on. I have no clue if Shifty Cat will be joining us, but she could be having interesting evening. I mean, I surely had a good morning. I played around with my new iPad Pro, which I was mentioning that I didn't pay anything because my employer actually has a point system, and I save it up a bunch. Yep, I'm that much of a cheapskate. But I achieved quite a hefty dollar's worth to get this. And then I bought myself the Apple Pencil for the iPad Pro that I got. Ah! Tap. That is pretty cool, actually. Alright, I'm gonna go to the draw screen. And we're gonna see how this looks. And yeah, I still need to work on the lighting in that corner. I tried to prop up one of my lights. I think I need an additional one just to help me out here. Look at that. That actually is that's really cool. Part of me fades away whenever the saber goes by. Wow. Obviously I'm playing around right now. I'm avoiding the work. No, I'm not. So as I've been working, I have I might just have this in my hands for the rest of the evening. I don't need my left hand, do I? Yeah, let's draw with only right. Nah, I need a... There we are. So yeah, I'm almost done with this piece. I have 3 more characters to ink, and then it's the flat colors, and then it's on to the shadow and highlight, and then cleanup. A secondary bit of cleanup, because actually once I'm done with the inking, I have the background cleanup and these characters inking cleanup, and yeah, it's coming along. I mean, when I only give myself like almost an hour a day to work on this particular piece, well, plus other things that I work on, because actually one of the oh my gosh, yeah, when you sit back and you suddenly go, oh my gosh, I have so many projects. I should think about that. But yeah, I have 2 animations that I want to work on that I'm piecing together. I mean, 'cause I still have the Has Been Hotel with Angel Dust and Fat Nuggets, where I'd gotten the background done. That's still in the works. But I need to make an animatic, because I still even have to get through the rough animation, because I have my storyboards. Now I need to do the animatic. Then I need to do what is it? The keyframes, the rough of that with the betweening, and then cleanup of that animation. And then I have a whole nother project, because I wrote a song for everyone, and I thought, how cool would it be if I turned it into a music video, and a parody music video that I animate. So I have to come up with 4 minutes worth of animation and draw it. So yeah, I put a lot on my plate, plus the addition of just other little things like this and designs. And of course, come August 7th, I'll be at a really cool Comic-Con in Dort Financial Center. Much larger venue than they had the years prior. So it should be pretty cool. Gosh, I should get this out of my hands before I smack myself in the face. Turn it on. Maybe I could do that. Maybe. Let it sit right back there like that, and you get a nice little hot spot. It kind of illuminates the corner, and then itself, as you can see, this is actually where the desk is, and the desk is green light, and then bounces right into that. You can see how good of an angle that's creating. Yay, lighting effects. So if it wasn't evident already, I am listening to Teknoaxe. And you know what? I can't help myself. I did a video. Actually, can I? Possibly. Oh, that's what I should get on the iPad Pro. Alright, yeah. I had, as part of my playing around with my, new iPad, I had made a video of my, my little niece dog, Adrian. How about this? I will retrieve it. Oh, there. Psh. I have no clue if I can actually do this. Probably not in the way I want. I gave it to my sister to show. Well, you can hear the music in the background as you watch me watch it on the mini screen. Cause guess I could technically, yeah, there we go. That's one way. Oh, I don't want the sidebar. So yeah, I have a bunch of... I guess we're just gonna... No, that's not quite what I want, because I don't want those little videos off the side. I don't want to see what's up next. There we go. That's what I want. Here we go. Oh, turn off the music. And come on. There's. So here it is. I found the music on Free Sounds. So it's definitely yeah. Yeah, this is her debut. See? I decided I'd show it off. She didn't get treats. So she wandered off in defeat. And so I was just playing around with my iPad. It's like, oh cool, look at me do this. And there we go. Oop. Yep, that's it. See that? Boom. I'm wondering if there's a... if that timed it off, because I heard laughter from upstairs. Alright, back to the music. Yeah, that was good. That's good. So yeah. Alright. Time to be artsy fartsy. Alright. It's time to relax with some nice little inking. So, as you can see, the blue here is first render of them. And this is the second. And technically what I'm doing is going to be the third. And then I'll have another cleanup phase where I go, I don't like this, I don't like that, I need to reshape this, I need to reshape that. We'll see. Excuse me. Oh, that reminds me. I'm postponing. So there we go. I allowed myself to keep playing and doing everything with... I didn't download any of the stuff I should have. Like the Streamlabs OBS attachment app that you can get, which then I could stream directly from the iPad. So even when I am not available to sit down here, I could do it from that. Even though I'd probably be using like Illustrator and everything else. Yeah, I own the Adobe Suite for more professional work. Krita is definitely my painting software, more so than Photoshop is. Photoshop is great. I just like the simplicity and ease of use that Krita gives me compared to the what feels like a very bloated software at times is Photoshop. At the same time, like if I chose to upgrade the computer a little bit more again, then I'd be fine. But it's also, it runs Photoshop. It just doesn't like to after 5 hours. Krita I could just keep open. And yeah, what this file is now currently at 1.4 gigs is using on RAM, I believe. So this file has definitely gotten a little bit too big for its britches. But that's part of the fun of digital printing. Was it? You'll have dozens of layers, and then on top of that, filters and all these other things with, like, say, all the line art that you do. Because as you can see, like, that's one layer, and that's a different layer, and now I'm making a third layer, and that's just for 1 of 8 characters. It's fun. Now here's another thing about his eyes, where I did draw this into him, but I need to figure out now if I want to do something like this, but say I'm really kind of doing this rough. Say I have this come in on it. Again, there's gonna be a lot more cleanup, which I've been cleaning up the ink. So I've been doing the ink, then cleaning a little bit. So if I do something like that, compared to an eye going... This is one of those small decisions you just make along the way, and it's like, Quick. Chwa. So I could do that, but then there's this odd gap right there that's obvious. At the same time, Well, see, Ian, it's amazing. Each of these characters has their own little thing that I have to fuss with. His is his eyes and eyebrows. Because if I do this... How angry is angry for Doc here? It still looks angry. Because what the only other character I have that's kind of got this angry look with him, but it's more flustered than actual anger. It's like, ah, fine. Who cares? So, whereas for the Doc here, it's more of like, it's like I'm upset. I'm thoroughly upset. Well, how about this? Let's go ahead and ink the rest, and we'll figure it out a bit later. Epic music. Yeah, I decided to make everyone's ears a little bit bigger than I'd originally. Because I'd kept it pretty small from before. Don't have to be too crazy. Nah, a little too thin. Redo. Too much. Undo? I guess I must have hit the wrong button. Left hand, do better work. That's right. There we are. And I am doing a thick outline, so I don't have to be too critical. That was pretty nice and smooth. Now the lines on the inside are going to be thinner, but I'm not too worried about that because that's part of my cleanup. Again, I'm not going to touch the eyes. We're going to do that much later. Nope. Let's take it from there. Ah, nice. That was beautiful. I like it. I like it when things come together like this. I love it when a plan comes together. That works. That's part of his arm too, is something I have to make sure I'm comfortable with. And then, of course, we're going to part that's hidden. Should really be using a thinner, because that way I'm already making these kind of thinner lines anyways, because these are the interior. As we move along, oh. Actually, yeah, let's remove that. Ah. There. There. Again, worrying about cleanup after. Which is the part that takes the most time, but I need to get the baselines down so I know I get the right movement. That's why it's nice to just do long sweeping ones that cut past like this section here and just get them down, get them in there, clean them up after. Swear, if I hit X, must be Control X, but that must be that's the incorrect sequence of buttons I'm pushing. Trying to add in some like creases so you know that it's putting pressure. Small details tell you what's going on. Do. Curve. So again, these are going to be the thicker lines on the outside. Go a little bit thinner for this one. Don't like that. Nah. Then let's start it from the bum. There's... Shoes are pretty simple, yes. They're not some fancy brand. Okay. Time to figure out these eyes. Your eyes. Definitely want the brow. Converge. Feel like I want a little bit more oomph in that. How sharp it's coming down. And then, of course, oh, actually, other way. Other direction. Make it thinner at the bottom. Go up bigger. Nah. Nope. Let's just keep it simple. Okay. These get filled in. Now this is consistent with the rest of the characters where the eyes do not have the eyebrows touching them. And vice versa. And I get to decide during highlighting, do I want to shimmer or shine across these or not? More than likely I won't, but it still sits there. I get to think about it. I mean, overthink about it. Ooh. Do. The music's kind of calming. It's got a nice beat. It's got some gusto. Oh, and the one big thing I know I'm going to be doing is now that I have GarageBand, I'm going to be sitting down making music. Yep. You heard me right. I'm going to see about making my own intro song and then going, oh, that is just the worst. It's got way too much creep in it. Way too much creepiness for BoogieMan. Well, BoogieMan is pretty creepy. His mouth does lead to purgatory. Ah. Alright, let's turn off the ink, or turn off the sketch. As you can see, we got quite a bit of cleanup. So inward, we want. Now the outside line is going to be 10. And here's where I get the opportunity to actually clean up. As you can see, I'm willing to take care of some of this. And just take the eraser to some parts of it. This way I can see where I'm going and where I've been. Do. There. Nice. Now just smoothing it out. making the line clean as possible. Since I'm not doing this with a vector, I can't expect the edge to automatically be smooth. I have to make the smooth edge. Which is part of redesigning these characters in Illustrator. Because if I ever plan on doing like any fun little collectible like I did with the Octorok family, which will everything I'm gonna be selling the convention is where you can get it first, and then after the convention I will make sure it's up online. So that's my small goal, is to get the website up by then, because I'm the one that's coding and designing it now, so definitely got a more loose timetable with how I'm working on it from before, but progress is progress. And it's just small efforts. Part of the big thing of growing is knowing to take it at your own pace. And if you ever feel impatient, it's actually because of your outside forces. Because one of the biggest things about impatience, it's usually in its external applied pressure. Either you're trying to prove something to someone else, or in the end you're just anxious. We only apply pressure in many cases when someone else has a deadline for us. So yeah, it's good to have that. But it does add a tremendous amount of stress to your work. And a piece like this is meant for more entertainment, for my own like kind of a enjoyment, and of course sharing it with you, lovely people. And just so as you can see, I have quite a bit to clean up here. Yep, I am erasing a good chunk of this line, so then I can rebuild it. Turn this down to 3. Typically this is what I've designated as like, I don't want the lines on the inside unless they trail off like this to be that much smaller than say that much bigger than a 3. So right now I'm trying to move in certain ways to allow my arm to get a nice pull across the line so I can make it as clean as possible. Oh boy! And then back to 10. I think he's the only character that doesn't have fingers or a hand I have to do the thick line with. But the original imposter, the salt vampire, is got both hands. And that was very nice. I liked how that one turned out. Definitely need it. Okay, down to 3 again. Yep. There we go, a little bit nicer. My goodness. I see a lot of an edge that I'm not too thrilled about. I'm gonna curl that right here at the end. There. Get rid of some of them extra pickles. Extra pickles! Yes. Called instead of pixels, pickles. Now I'm even failing to say the pickles. Yep. Yep. And yeah, these inside lines. Let's have our inside line voice now, okay? Yeah, let's take it from Yep, I am. I really should have been using a thinner ink line, but I know part of me goes like, I some of these lines I want a little bit thicker, and then I rethink. It's like, oh, I don't like that. I want it thinner. Decisions. Because part of this is still like character design, because I'm not. I've gone through sketches. I said, this is generally how I want these characters to look. And as it's been, almost each rendition of them is seen, and yes, I am taking off some more on the inside, which is fine. Make sure I make those lines, because it's going to have a thick outside, but the inside line needs to look Nice enough. Then back to the larger. Get down a little bit. Ah. Alright. Fine. Yep. Gotta rotate it this way. Also have to clean it up a little bit more. And as you can see, I'm using the 10 and I'm kind of trying to hug that inside line. So I'm not making it huge, but it's still. I'm just trying to keep consistent pressure as I draw this outside line. There we go. And we're almost done with that outside line now. Oops, a little too far. Let's redo it and not go beyond. Now. There we go. Oi. So now we'll go back down to 3 and do some more cleaning. Especially of these inside lines. I do want some thicker lines in front of some things. Okay. Yeah, like this particular one right here. It's because it's got a lot of pressure being put on upon it. I want to make sure it sticks out. Yeah, it looks a little bit nicer that way. I am probably just, yeah. Gonna redo those lines. Apologize, I keep going into my screen. Should be thankful I'm not doing the Roman tongue the whole time. Oh, gosh. That outside line looks terrible. So yes, I'm cleaning up. Gotta clean. Gotta clean the hash. Yeah, so with this art style, I'm making a thick exterior and thinner interior lines. I'm just trying to clean up and make sure. And I mean, this is going to be on a very small scale, so even the detail that I'm doing here, you might not see completely. But the thickness of these lines will be apparent. Like that's a little bit thicker than necessary. Same thing with this whole line on the inside of the face, which you can see I'm just kind of trying to use the tip of this, and then if I have to, go through and darken up. It'd be better if I just took a gouge out more than re-ink. Alright, let's actually bring that up to our We're just gonna do the whirl. I don't know how well you can see the pixels on across the screen when I'm like doing this. There's like small amounts of pixels that I'm noticing that's like, don't like it. Don't like how that one looks. Don't like how this one looks. Like you could probably obviously see this. That goes from thin to thick, and then like, no. I want a better transition than that, so we'll chew away portion. We'll see if we can make it top heavy. We're going to cut out more from the bottom, then redraw it just a tad. Kind of. Looks nice. Now I get to decide from underneath or above. And yeah, I'd have to redo a lot of the okay. This is a part where I'm just gonna have to destroy and then redraw that section. Alright, I need to be able to see where I'm going. You can make better choices when you can see where you're going. And again, same thing with that side. Reconstruct. Trying to keep a nice consistent movement. Okay. And even zoom in on this one little section. You can see the pixels at this stage now. There. Since we're this close, let's worry about these hands. And we're going to go a little bit further. So, I got some awkwardness at some points. And here's a clear thing. Like, I can't have these being completely lined up. Actually, I need to take this one from the inside a bit more. There. Yep. Trying to make things as consistent as possible, which is part of this first batch of cleanups. The second batch of cleanup is actually going to be going, I really do need to change the angle of this, which will almost be, in a sense, a redraw once I get the everything onto the in with the background. Alright, finish connecting that line. Okay. And then same thing with this, gonna clear out some of that. Yeah, it's just being consistent. Back up, it looks decent. Suddenly I do not like how thick this line is. Oh, get this while we're here. That's a little bit better, not the best, but better. There. Alright, so. Somebody's like. Again, for those that aren't aware, this is Teknoaxe. I'll say it again because Teknoaxe is really, really great. Wide variety, free for streamers. Just give them some credit, and that's what I'm doing too. Let them know, let others know. And heck, if you're just working and just want to listen, also good for that too. The non-lyrical stuff can be really nice while drawing, but I have the tendency to like to sing to activate a whole nother section of my brain. Alright, so now this line, it needs assistance. See the warbling? So we will even though, to be honest, like I should have a little bit of bend in this leg, which is again something I could do in post cleanup, where I will rethink this before I finalize the coloring. Because one of the things I still need to do is I need to clean up the background lines as well. Yeah, because no legs are really there out straight. And I think we just need to work on that hair and some of the eyes and nose. So face is really the next major portion to work on here. There we are. Since this is a still image, I'm putting a lot more effort into certain things. Whereas for I definitely say if you're animating, you don't need that. You don't necessarily need all of that. Because depending on the motion, you might not. You want it to still have the silhouette appropriate, but some of the details get lost the faster you move. So, what is it? Always draw for what can be seen. And if you're trying to make something look like it's moving fast, you're going to blur some of it anyways. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be relative to the silhouette, and then you blur it. So it doesn't hurt to make it as nice as possible, but do realize that like you don't have to make like I need this to be the 7 pixels here from one. You're like, no, you don't have to be that precise. Matter of fact, always when you think about character design when it comes to animation, consider what it takes to put together. Because actually, far-fetched, which is being developed. What is it up? Ashley, who's the lead on that. I remember putting up a tweet apologizing for a certain character design because it's clearly got too much going on. And that just adds more work to the animators, because if the more extremities you have to keep track of, the more you have to be aware of the nuance of movement for that particular character. It's always something you gotta keep in mind. Is not just the primary movement, but also the secondary and the tertiary. Secondary would be something like as simple as just, what is it? The major one is taking the step back. The secondary is making sure is the foot going like this and then down. And then tertiary stuff is like they're doing a little twitch, the eye blinks, kind of like the things that, you know, still, because like there's definitely a hierarchy of like, I need to make sure that this movement is there, the secondary is there. Third, the tertiary you could actually get rid of depending on what you're trying to do. Again, the faster an object moves, the less detail you're going to see in it anyway, so you might not have to consider too deeply on those like little nuances that make a person feel real. Because one, unless the eyes are like buggy like this, you might not be showing it. You might be in the middle of a blink. Because like if it's more of a shocked response, it'd be how long do you feel like they need to keep their eyes closed? So then just keep it that way. Well, that's at least how in my mind, how I break it down. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the same as like professional houses. But it's good to think, you know, break it down and make sure. Alright, how is my primary? Is the silhouette working? Is it recognizable of what the movement is? Okay, so what's my secondary movements? What do I have to do to make it feel like it's got weight, like the movement makes sense? And then the tertiary stuff is, how do I make it look like it's actual human being or real? And those little animation, those little nuances that take it and make it something that you would have never known, because the only thing that, you know, a lot of times you find out is like if it sticks out. It's that uncanniness. If you've taken the proper opportunity and time, those smaller movements translate the finer detail of the character. A lot better than sometimes those major. And not only that, but kind of hint towards like they're in a realm of reality in some sense. Yep, I'm redoing the chin even though I'd done it once already. Actually, for saying that, I started things like, oh my gosh, how much of the face have I already done? Didn't I already do this? Like, no. Yep. There. There. There, looks good. Oh, this, yeah, as you can see, I'm just kind of like destroy, and then I'm coming back in to rebuild. Ugh. Oh, that was a lazy ink. There. Get rid of that tail and redo it. Now here's a bigger thing. This kind of detail is probably going to get lost because these I'm oversizing them and then shrinking them to fit back into the main background. So there we go. Dr. McCoy, first inking is done. Oops, didn't mean to click it all overall. That's working out. Oi. Time to take me a swiggy. Gosh, that reminds me, I was watching Alton Brown and Elizabeth on their stream that I think they do on Thursdays. I was watching that for a little while. I think I was in and out of sleep. But I was watching one of them, he was doing he was trying to do an Irish accent, but it always descends into an Australian one. Or no, Transylvanian. That's right, he was doing Australian, and it goes into Transylvanian. All of his voices seem to. Alright. We're gonna save. We're gonna grab you. So as you can see, some of these details get lost because as he's even shrunk, it's not as the lines aren't as noticeable. But the one definitive thing is you can see that the thinner lines inside and the thick outline. That's my bigger point. That's really what I'm aiming for here. So we're gonna go back. And that's again why my choice was to oversize them, ink them at that bigger size, because in the end, my sketch isn't going to be the perfect. As you can see, I was like I'm just trying to get that line down, translate it. Like, do I like it there? Do I like it this? And then, boom, clean lines, clean inks. And then I have all the flat colors to do, shadows, and then, oh my gosh, hiccups. Or is that burps? If you're ever making pins, like enamel pins for anything, it is ideal to make a nice thick outline of that for them. So what is it? See, I kind of wish I'd done it with these. 'Cause I don't know. Will it focus? Kinda. There. I wish I'd made it a little bit thicker on these guys. Just a little bit, kind of like for the exterior purposes, so they'd be a bit more buffer. But it works out still really well. I like that it's still a nice clean ink line. And these look really, really nice. And they got my little detail, because I had to cut out some of the detail and simplify some of it. But I do like the perspective of which I got these set up at. So you can see them. I just have them on one of my business cards. It's a lot easier to show them off when they're all that set. But yeah, these are the ones that are going to be what is it? No, it's okay, technically all of them are going to be first debuted at the convention, and then I'll put them on a store online so everyone else can buy. But I'm pretty much just working at trying to make sure everything's done a couple months prior, so I can go sit back and order a bunch of this stuff that I've set the money aside to do and get an inventory, which is another thing this iPad's going to help me with, is keep inventory of my stuff. So as I sell it, I can go boom, boom, boom. And like when I get pretty low and I go, will I continue this one? And if I do, get back with my nice little handy dandy group of people that make these enamel pins. Okay, I am gonna take a brief moment, just kind of stretch. So we're gonna hit that. We're gonna just let you continue on with some music. Be back shortly. Do, 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 do. Okay. So I'm not quite satisfied with this next character because I keep changing around Aurora because I don't know, part of the angle doesn't work for me. Part of her design is like, let's look. I'm thinking about just going at it with the ink and trying to fix it up as I go. But parts of me also say that that's probably not going to result in what I want. So it's either this or what happened? Oh, I see. Let's have that. So they either do that or I do this Assault Vampire, which even this one I need to work on the legs, but the legs are also going to be hidden. So the hair is a bit wonky. Like this is where I got to a point like I don't care for the hair, but it's got long hair. Because this Salt Vampire particularly falls in love with Dr. McCoy. So, well, again, it's a changeling as well as it consumes salt. I don't know. See, I'm going back and forth. Because one, the legs on Uhura, I feel like they need to be a little bit further underneath. But you know what? Then let's just do this. Then let's get in here. Yeah, goodness, I'd even cut them. Cut them already. Part of me thinks at least this leg needs to be up this high, because this is another aspect. Is like I think I just don't have these legs set well. But here's my problem, because it does not fit the background. Then suddenly. I think that's the reason why it sticks out as not a good design. Is it still doesn't quite fit in with the background. Now, of course, I do have. This is another iteration of the file, because I'd saved this sketch underneath 002 without any changes. So if I really need to, I do have a backup. I strongly suggest always having backups. The struggle is real with this one. I don't know, part of me just wants her to be just right. You can see a huge difference between the rough sketch cylinder-based bodies to the more detailed individual. I think that's my biggest issue, is just the whole overall. Yeah, it's not gonna work if I do that. That's gonna mess it up too much. So we're gonna copy it. And we're gonna go. Let's see if we can mess with perspective. Because that's really what this is trying to get the perspective just right. This might be... That might work. I think that's part of my problem. It's just how forward her whole body was. And trying to get this to be a little bit more. Alright, so let's do that. Now legs definitely have to be moved. We're gonna go with the other leg first. Now I've got some movement with that one, which is nice. Maybe? So here's the waist. See if that's the case too. Waist. Ooh. Oh, I forgot that sound effects. Ooh. And so concentrated that it definitely scared me. And thank you very much, Nicole, for the like. Oh, all right. Now that the heart started a bit. Well, I'm skewing everything with her. Now, the only problem with what I'm adjusting is I'm going to want to take another look at. So I'm going to finalize back. Because I'm just going to group these. And as you can see, like, how many times did I make copies and do all the... Yeah, did quite a few. So that way I can just group you and then... Alright, now toward the tap. I'm going to go turn on the background. Because one of the aspects I do need to make sure is that does she still fit in the section that I had originally put her in? Or have I adjusted her way too much to the point where now she kind of falls? No, actually she works pretty darn well right there. There. Like I said, she's the one I just keep going back. It's like, is it gonna work? Her right hand's wrist is also a bit small, but I can fix that with my inking. So I believe I should be good. I shouldn't have to skew it at all. Okay. So yeah, for those that haven't seen the background, here's the background. Which this is yet to be cleaned up and taken care of. Alright. So we're going to save on this iteration. Then we're going to go into inking. That's up to 6 points. Well, at the same time, I could go just 3 and then just make everything thicker as I go along. So as I said, like I feel like her wrist is a little bit thinner than it needs to be, so I'll open it up on the back side a bit more. Might even try to get a little bit more point on that. But she's got a lot more going on when it comes to like the dynamic and movement of the character's body language. I almost want to open up her mouth like she's saying something. Just like how Spock is. We can put that in afterwards. We'll do the mouth a little bit later. Let's work from the ground up. Yeah. Nope. So, my actual prospects, and the reason why I've cut back on a lot of the commission stuff is to focus on getting prepared for doing a master's degree. It's a ambitious idea, to say the least. So hence the reason why it's also getting myself doing a bunch of work all the time. I'm trying to fix this as I go along. Ambitious with my animation projects. If it's not evident, I don't draw female characters often. I've drawn Ginger, Ginge. So often that it's like, and I've only drawn a female character once on the whole scheme of things when it comes to the comic. So even that has been a rare occasion. Actually, I take that back. I drew twice. That works for the most part. Still got a lot of cleanup because, like, for some reason, like, why do I have that? Should it be more like that? More than likely, yes. So that means that whole... I really got to fix the... feeling of the shoe. Nope. calf muscle. And then but you know, that's part of also these aspects of challenging when you don't do something often enough. That's one of the things that's why I was unsatisfied like with a lot of the designs of Hertz. Like, it's not fitting what I envision. So you gotta draw a bunch of crap. Gotta draw a bunch of crap before you finally get to what you want. Oh goodness. I am pulling this down to the last moment. I'm really going to rely a lot more on... Did I accidentally hit the other screen? Yep, I did. Quick button for monitor 2. Yeah. I'm trying to think on my feet with the design of these. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. Does that fit? That's also another aspect, is some of the detail on the shoes. Getting so into things, every little notification is going, yeah. I'd like to finish this before I end stream, but even I'm getting kind of that. I've been drawing a lot today, so even I have my limits. And that's one of the key things whenever you're drawing, even if it is for professional means, you do want to end on a high note for your work. See, I don't like that design. I'm going to rely heavily on like shadow and highlight to really get the features and movements of Ahura. Let's see, do I do that? I think so. See, and even parts of me like, I want to... I feel like I overdid it. That works. Well, yeah, because that part of the arm would be in front. Yeah, because it's kind of going up and backward. And yes, I'm overdrawing the lines again on purpose. Hers, this shoulder has to be down a bit more. Why does that look so jagged? Because you drew backwards, that's why. Part of the inking is just doing it confidently and saying, yes. Yep. And like I said, do want to make sure her wrist is a bit bigger. I took a lot of time with her hands, so I like the design, I like how it turned out. It really forms the silhouette, the design of which I was trying to go for. We'll clean that up a little bit later. Ooh. Trying to stabilize my arm just a little bit. That works. That's a little off. This is also inside lines. So these are not getting the thickness treatment like the others. If that's the case, then I can do this too. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer. Doesn't look like she has like a really thin wrist. It's like it doesn't have to be that thin, but it doesn't have to be incredibly thick either. Let's see. Oh, well, it's almost been 2 hours. I'm definitely overshooting lines because I want the nice sweeps. I want the nice sweeps. Alright, fine. I need to turn the canvas for some of the... Nope. Has to either. Yeah, there we go. And I'll have to round that out a bit more. Are there any other lines I want to? Darn it. Yep. That's not the right line. Okay. Now I am following my lines pretty much to the letter, which is something I shouldn't necessarily be doing, because part of it I do need to alter, but I feel like I'm going to do that after I see the full ink, and I won't be able to do I won't be doing the cleanup. I'll have to show you guys after. So what I might end up doing is actually recording myself the rest of the time when I get back to doing this. Do need her eyes to be a lot bigger. Because I decided that's definitely for everyone to have bigger eyes. She's got thinner eyebrows. There we are. Now there was one aspect that was putting the eyelashes right onto the eye. Was one aspect. Alright, alright, alright. Nope. There. kinda... Yeah. Nope. Already failed that one. Definitely got some cleanup. Let us see. Alright. That's the base ink. And it looks alright. I definitely have a lot I want to fix with it, especially like the curvature of that dress. So I think I'm gonna do a lot of cleanup on this particular one, because like there are still things in that sketch I wasn't quite happy with, so that definitely was gonna play into it. That's unfortunate. But I got one character done. I got Dr. McCoy. That means I'm 6 characters down. She's number 7, then Salt Vampire will be number 8, and then we're on to the next big step to finish this piece overall. Another 2 hours into this. And again, I'm feeling out what it is that I want for the design, and I knew I was leaving the hard ones for last, because even the Salt Vampire, I'm not really sure exactly which way I'm gonna go with it, but we'll get there. And that's part of it. Part of the problem solving. Okay. Well, I'll wrap things up. This is a nice song to do it to. So here we are, at the end. Thank you for joining. If you like what you see, of course, always please, to help us, help support this, is hit a like, even share with your friends. We're always making a few things. Again, I'll be at a convention. There's so many things that I'm trying to work on, and it's just one step at a time. That's part of why I stream, is to show the progress. Show that anyone can really do it, to be honest, because that I've never liked when somebody says like you shouldn't be an artist because you have no talent. It's like, you don't have to have talent. Talent just gives you a big boost into getting started into it. But if you're really passionate about something, you really enjoy it, that's the bigger point. That's really what you should be your driving factor, and who cares what other people think. If it's something that makes you happy, then run with it. That's all it takes. Even if you don't have that natural talent at the start, even talented artists take time to fully utilize the tools that they have at their disposal. And you have to be willing to make those mistakes. Make those, those little things to see that that finally comes out now. Finally understand that. After like thousands of decisions on trying to change it, and then suddenly just one clicks. That's it. But again, thank you. We will be back next week. Saturday, 4 p.m. I'll see if I can get my iPad to work so I can test with that, because that'd be kind of cool. But I'm probably going to be playing around and practicing with it, but I definitely am going to get Uhura done and the Salt Vampire. I think the Salt Vampire is the one I'm going to do a little time-lapse inking on once I'm done with the sketch, and that should be pretty cool. I do have the other characters I do want to post where I'd finished, where it's the comparison of the first sketch, second sketch, and the final inking. And, first final inking, I guess, is the best way to put it, because I'm still not quite... It's not there exactly. It's got to work with it. That's all it has. Okay. again, thank you. Like, subscribe, or do whatever you like. You know, that's cool too. But again, thank you, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next Saturday. So this is the BoogieMan dancing on out of here. I'll catch you critters later. Bye.